So every time you talk about your startup, your business, you have an audience. But are you aware which audiences there are? Let's talk about it now. Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever we're uploading new content. If you're deep into startups, if you think about starting a business, please feel free to download our free startup checklist, link in the description below. Okay, today's topic, startup audiences. Now, many of you might be aware or maybe not aware that whenever you talk about your startup, your business, your idea, your innovation, you are actually talking to an audience. But there are different audiences and there are also different tools in communicating. Now, I'm not going to talk about in depth about what types of communication methods you would have. I'm sure you'll find enough videos on the internet and on YouTube on these topics. But maybe we should have a good understanding of what a potential cascade of communication tools you would have just in order to get people interested in your startup. Most of the people would start with an elevator pitch, right? Elevator pitch, very short, brief communication. The time of an elevator rise, maybe maximum 90 seconds, and people should know or should be interested in you. If you've done good on the elevator pitch, people might want to ask for a meeting. A meeting is a more lengthy 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15-minute session where people want to understand better and more what you're doing and why. If you've done good on the meeting, you might be asked for a presentation. A presentation is an in-depth, longer view on what you're planning to do. If you've done great on this one, then people might ask you for a business plan executive summary. This is when they want to understand, does your numbers make sense and what are you really talking about? And if you're really good on that as well, then they actually might ask for your business plan. They want to have an in-depth look and want to understand your assumptions on your business for your startup so that they can judge whether or not your idea is working for them or not. But I think it's crucial and essential to know and understand that you cannot, under no circumstances, use the same presentation for every occasion because there are different audiences that you need to present and motivate to get more ideas or more interest in your company and startup, depending on whom you're presenting to. Let's talk about the first audience that there is, human capital. Every startup needs employees. Every startup needs a team to work on the idea of the founders. Hence, the presentation you're going to give to a potential employee will be totally different to other presentations, for instance, for investors. You would focus on why your startup is so great, why it is important somebody is working with you on that topic, what is in for them as well, why does it give them purpose and meaning? You know, meaningfulness is so important to employees these days. If you, for instance, can tell someone that they have the potential to work on the next cancer solution for the future, they would be more than happy to join in because it gives them a sense of purpose of their work. And if it works out, it makes them proud for the rest of their life. The next presentation you would need is strategic capital. If you want to address strategic capital, meaning alliances, companies, persons that you would like to work, that you would build an ecosystem around and with, you would give them a different understanding and a different presentation. And that goes through from the elevator pitch to your business plan. Why? Well, pretty simple. They want to understand what's in it for them. How could your add-on benefit the whole ecosystem? How can they work with you to build a bigger and better thing? The next presentation that should be different is if you want to target experience and social capital. If you want to attract a board member, a scientific advisor, you will have to have different presentation from an employee or a strategic partner. These people would need to understand why they are important, to join, or why they need to join your startup, why they can, add value, and why they could, have a positive outcome for themselves. And last but not least, you would have to have a different presentation of your startup for monetary capital. You want to address, maybe at the beginning, emotional investors, people that like the topic you're talking about, that you try to address. For instance, in our case, we're trying to address cancer screening. We're trying to bring up a new method that enables early detection. This is a very emotional topic because people have had, most likely, contact with someone in their family, maybe within their friends, who has had cancer. Hence, if they're able to, they would love to invest with you because it attaches them emotionally. Of course, then you would have strategic investors, people who actually are looking to fill a gap. Companies who, for instance, or persons who have done a fortune in a similar area, who are actually looking for you to be successful. And then, of course, there are just the regular venture capital, right? Financial investors who are just looking to get the biggest return of possible on any investments they do. And of course, they know that they have to have 10 investments and only 1 or 2 of them will pay out. That's life. Hence, this will be a different type of presentation as well. But these people have a different interest in your company. And last but not least, of course, the banks, right? Banks might also be monetary capital to you. They might just give you the loan that you need to go to the next step. All right, everybody, I hope this is helpful to you. Just keep in mind that whenever you're addressing someone, make sure prior talking to them, what is the audience? What are you trying to achieve? Whom are you talking to? Then you can actually use the right type of presentation to those people. Keep that in mind, because if you're running through due diligence, if you actually make it to the due diligence phase, you would have to have a lot of different presentations prior there, right? You can't and will never ever achieve good results if you just use one presentation, because a one size fits all does not exist. Remember to subscribe if you've done it so far in the video. Smash the like button, please. Comment, whatever you like. Let's have a discussion. I'm looking forward to see you next time.